I doing this right? How are you feeling anything?
Yeah, just give it a sec.
This is good KB from Iowa City.
I'm gonna start this up then. Now that you said that.
Sounds good.
It's time to get to business, get to work.
Right.
Evan's scolding me because I didn't read all the articles I sent him.
Justin sent me a bunch of articles he didn't even read. And you thought I was the lazy one on the podcast.
I had to go make a living doing other shit.
Yeah, that's kind of... I would probably be a better podcaster if I didn't have to work for a living.
Yeah, imagine if
I
we
could
didn't
just
have
podcast.
jobs. Yeah. Patreon.com/RockHardCaucus. Wink, wink.
Yeah, I'm sure that windfall's coming sometime. I'm sure we're both going to be able to live comfortably on podcast salary.
Yeah, I've read a lot of things that say the 7th year is usually when a podcast takes off.
The 7th year? Is it like a proverb?
Yeah. Just keep doing it for 7 years and then...
We're actually going to start putting like BetterHelp ads like right in the middle of the podcast. Like no warning.
Sure.
Just I love when I'm listening to a podcast and I just get a inserted ad right in the middle.
Hurt in a wreck?
Call Huppy and Abraham right now.
Yeah.
It's really great.
I think I'm in a no ad listening zone now. I don't think I listen to anything that has ads in it currently.
Yeah. I mean, very rarely. But then like when I do, it's so jarring. Because a lot of times it is just like it's not even like the host reading the ad. It's just like some, whatever Spotify or whatever company.
Yeah.
Just pushing shit.
The dynamically inserted ads.
Yeah.
And it's all about gambling.
Yeah,
gambling,
we're gonna do that too.
Sex pills.
Row, Blue Chew. Were we
Is
selling
Row
dick
one of
pills? I think they sell other drugs. Like all of those online dick pill companies have like all branched out into other stuff, so you can get like GLP-1s.
Oh God, yeah, you should be getting all that from the same shady internet resource.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think they're all like getting into different markets, different demographics.
You take this pill, and it sheds the fat, and then the second pill moves the fat into your genitals, so they grow.
You can also get hair loss stuff. Which I will never do.
Do you get targeted ads about like balding?
I think don't you?
Yeah.
I don't think it's based on your actual hair. It's just based on how old you are and what your gender is, as far as the advertisers are aware.
I guess that makes sense. They do know how old I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a while that was like all I would see if I opened Facebook was like this sort of like toupee, where they glue a rug to your head. Just a ton of pictures of guys getting like their scalps glued.
I don't think I've actually gotten those. I've only gotten like the pills, like finasteride, minoxidil, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, those are hair growth pills.
Yeah, I think one is like a foam or something you put on your scalp, and the other is like a pill.
Oh, okay.
It's like Rogaine. And then I don't know what the other brand name is, but never gonna do that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out naturally.
Yeah, I respect that. I don't know what I would do if mine was thinning. Like,
it's not that bad.
I know it's not, but like, there was an episode of Guys a few weeks ago about bald guys, and just listening to all those insecurities, I was like, man, if I was them, I would probably be losing my mind.
I did not actually.
I'm coming to terms with how like vain I am about my hair, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a year or two where I was like kind of bummed about it, but like it doesn't really matter. Also, I disagree with the advice to just immediately shave it. Fuck that.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna be rocking a skullet.
Oh, okay.
Someday. Someday.
Yeah. Yeah, you still have enough.
Shave it all off.
It's not quite the skullet look. You got to lose more on the top first.
Yeah.
And then I'll grow it out in the back. Yeah. Yeah, I hope that I mean, I think I'm old enough now that it's like probably not going to happen. Like it would have started, I think, right?
I don't know. I don't really. I mean, it's like a time bomb. Like mine it just happened.
Was it like sudden?
It was very sudden. Like as soon as I hit like 30, 31, and it just was like, it just went from 0 to 100.
Okay.
But then I think it kind of slowed down. I think I'm like kind of leveled off.
Okay. Yeah.
My current level of thinness.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think if it happens to me, I will have a hard time with it, but hopefully I can, I don't know, accept it if it happens. I'll prepare. I'll try to prepare myself, you know?
Yeah. I hope it doesn't.
Speaking of, you know, all these solutions to any of your life's insecurities, you familiar with crystal healing?
I've heard of it.
Have you ever tried it?
No, I have not.
I guess I don't even know what you would do to try it. You just like buy a crystal and hold on to it?
Yeah, I don't know if you have to
feel
touch
better?
the crystal or you just are in the presence of the crystal.
Well, the reason I bring it up is that KCRG, a local TV news station, ran this investigative piece from some other news station, because this is based in Sedona, which is like Crystal City, USA. My brother-in-law alerted me to this. The headline is "How to Spot Fake Healing Crystals and Avoid Costly Mistakes." So the news is going to tell us how to tell the difference between fake healing crystals and real healing crystals.
Yeah, the ones that will really heal you good.
This is a good thing for the news to be airing, I think.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear what they have to say. This is a great video, and we're going to learn about how to spot scam crystals as opposed to the non-scam crystals. Very cool music, by the way.
Crystals and gemstones. Experts say throughout human history, people have believed the jewels possess special properties beyond their aesthetic appeal.
Yes, some incorporate crystals into decor and jewelry to restore energy and promote peace, while others use gems to help heal specific parts of the body.
And while he was saying that, it was an image of a woman laying on the beach with her eyes closed with some kind of crystal on her forehead and one like on her clavicle. Well, that's not the what is that? Throat?
Adam's apple.
I guess it's still the clavicle in the middle.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's the clavicles. Yeah,
it's like in between the parts of the clavicle under your chin. So far it seems like they are accepting as truth that crystals can heal you.
The body. But no matter the use, experts stress the importance of finding high-quality sellers.
Reporter Susan Campbell introduces us to one business owner in Sedona, Arizona, who's on a mission to make sure her customers know how to get the real deal.
The sand and debris up into space that's solidified.
When Jamie Inglet started her crystal collection, she had no idea it would turn into this.
And what is this? The store? So she started a collection and then she opened a store. She didn't realize how profitable it could be, tricking people into thinking that crystals have magical properties. Okay, this might seem like a stupid question, Evan, but do you believe that crystals have any sort of mystical powers?
I'm going to say no, I don't.
Okay. What about, so, like these sort of theories about vibrations, that certain frequencies can alter physical matter, and crystals will vibrate at specific frequencies, right? So,
well, I think every material has like a resonant frequency, right?
Right.
So that is a thing, but I don't think it's a thing in the way that these people want it to be a thing, you know?
Well, is it just a coincidence that every piece of physical matter has a resonant frequency?
Or was that implanted by some kind of spirit?
Right. There's some sort of higher power that's imbuing all of nature with these secret notes. If you play a certain pitch in the presence of this item, it will evolve. It will transform into something new. And we've all been imbued with these these secret frequencies, and you just have to find the right one. So
I
you will
did
blossom into the new you.
I have seen the Mythbusters episode where they break glass with people's voices.
Right.
And that really convinced me that, some crystals are resonant.
So, yeah, if, we can see that being demonstrated, that a frequency can shatter a crystal, right? So that's like the destructive power of a frequency. So the inverse must also be true, right? The constructive powers of vibrations. Anyway, this crystal lady who has this crystal store is going to tell us which crystals are real and not. Do you think that she might have a vested interest in convincing us one way or the other about certain crystals as a crystal salesman?
I mean, I was a little surprised that this didn't have like a sponsored, disclaimer on it.
Right.
But no,
right.
This is only the real stuff from Investigate TV. They're investigating real shit that needs to be investigated.
She's a professional. She's an expert on crystals.
Keeps getting more popular.
The healing crystal and gemstone industry is booming, fueled in part by social media. Hashtag crystals has 20 billion views on TikTok. Jamie's up to
crystals.
Hashtag crystals. Oh, this is in the store. She has a counter for how many Instagram followers she has.
Ugh.
I wonder, so does she have to update that manually, or is that like, is there like a Wi-Fi? Is there like
probably,
a little...
It's probably like
Raspberry
an
Pi
Arduino
inside there?
or something. Yeah.
Ugh. As of the time that they filmed this, she had 215,104 Instagram followers. So the crystal craze is being driven by social media. Hashtag crystals is very popular on TikTok, which adds to the credibility, right?
Definitely.
This is something people have latched onto for healthy and legitimate purposes.
215,106 Instagram followers and counting.
Crystals make people feel amazing.
And she just took her online success to a new storefront in Sedona.
You don't have to believe in crystal healing or crystal energy to appreciate their beauty. All of the...
Oh.
That's nice to know.
Yeah. That's a good, important caveat. So, even if you don't believe that these crystals have healing properties, you should still buy them from me because they are pretty.
I'm sold, honestly. I think crystals are pretty.
Yeah, that part, I do like looking at them. You ever find a geode? Did you ever break open a geode?
I don't think I've found one, but yeah, I've broken one open. I think we did that in like grade school or middle school at some point. They're cool. They're pretty.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to look at. They make people feel amazing, is what she said.
I don't doubt it.
Shannon Wimberly has been a crystal collector for a few years.
I absolutely know I've ran into getting fake ones, so I started scrutinizing other things more and more.
That's something Jamie's passionate about.
As a consumer, you really kind of have to do your own research.
She says you could end up...
Yep, the old standby, do your own research. I did just think of something after she said crystals make people feel amazing. I remember talking to you about the placebo effect at some point, like in the past couple of months. Yeah. And how if you make yourself dumb enough, the placebo effect will always work. Because you will believe anything can heal you. So I think this is another instance of that. Like you let the algorithm cook your brain into thinking that crystals are magic, and then they actually work because you've done the placebo effect to yourself.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's the algorithm. I think people have for millennia been attracted to pretty objects and then assigned, different properties to those pretty objects that, probably don't really have any basis. But
I suppose that's true. Yeah. It's just some aspect of human nature, maybe.
Oh, the algorithm isn't helping. Well, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, the algorithm is also a product of the human mind, so yeah, it's baked in.
Grown in a lab but sold as a natural stone.
This is a lab-grown crystal we purchased from a local shop here in Sedona and paid about over $100 for this.
What should you pay for a lab-grown crystal like this?
You can probably find it online for $5 to $20.
So how could I tell if I walked into a shop that this is lab-grown?
You'll see hundreds of these, depending on the store. They'll all look about the same.
You could also end up with something that's completely synthetic.
Okay. Well, Okay, so the lab-grown ones don't heal you?
It's still a crystal. I'm sorry. It's still a fucking crystal.
Yeah, I mean, the only difference is that somebody intentionally like set up the parameters necessary for the crystal to form, right?
Yeah.
It's still
right.
like a natural product.
It's still a natural product, yeah. This pisses me off, actually. Like the people who are like, oh, I would only get, a real diamond for my engagement ring or whatever the fuck. Like,
right. It's the same.
People die
the same
to make.
Thing.
Yeah, people die in the process of making those. If you can make it in a lab, why not? Sure. It looks just exactly the same.
Yeah.
And is chemically and physically exactly the same. So seems like a no-brainer to me.
I think with the concept of the healing crystal, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, that there's some sort of like spirit or higher power imbuing the crystals with these mystical properties that heal you. And that's something that only occurs in the natural world. It doesn't happen in a lab. Yeah. The spirit does not embody the scientists growing these crystals in a controlled environment. They're playing God. They're not God. And so their crystals are not pure.
Yeah. Yep.
Made out of plastic or glass.
I recommend asking questions, like asking the shop, where was this from? And then they should be able to at least tell you the country of origin, if not the actual mine name.
Want to see a fake?
I believe it's glass.
What makes you think it's...
I believe it's
Throw
glass.
it on the floor. Can you go to a shop and say, can I throw this on the floor?
She's the expert, and she can't even actually tell us. She says she believes it's glass. I mean, look.
Yeah.
To me, if you make glass an interesting color, it's the same thing as a crystal to me.
Yeah.
You dye some glass purple, that's a crystal.
Yeah. Also, I'm sure that people are getting ripped off on the natural real crystals also.
No.
Like $100.
No.
$100 for a little crystal that you can hold in your hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on now.
Right. I like that, it's this synthetic one from this other shop. They overcharged for this. Really, you should be paying $100 for my all-natural real crystals. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. These are actually valuable because a child mined them.
The texture, and it just sounds different than a natural crystal. It doesn't get cold. And then a natural,
It doesn't get cold?
Evan and I both made the same face when she said that.
I mean, I think glass gets cold.
Yeah. I'm actually wondering if that whatever she's holding in her hand now, that might be magical. It
Honestly,
doesn't get cold?
Exactly, yeah. If someone gave me a crystal and it was like not changing temperature no matter what, I'd be like, this is magic,
Yeah, something is happening with this item. This object has been bestowed with some sort of otherworldly qualities. It's impervious to the temperature of our world. Something is going on. Something lives inside this crystal.
Here's another example.
This one doesn't have natural grooves and textures like moldavite does, and it has a very uniform shape.
That looks like a piece of coal.
Yeah.
That didn't look like a crystal at all. That was a black rock.
You know when you bought it was fake?
Yeah, I bought it for an example, but they were insisting that it was natural. So you can find fakes in stores, you can find them at gem shows, so you really need to be careful if you're getting into crystals.
You can waste a ton of money.
Yeah.
Ingrid explained.
Wow.
You really need to be careful if you're getting into crystals. You could be wasting a ton of money. Yeah, you could be.
There's a small chance that you could be wasting a lot of money.
Certain people, when they get super into crystals, you got to be savvy to not waste a bunch of money on healing crystals.
Lab-grown crystals are not an issue as long as it's disclosed by the seller and you know that's what you're buying.
If you know you're buying a fake crystal that's not going to heal your diseases, as long as you know when you're buying and it's all honest, then there's no problem.
Yeah. Except they didn't really tell us how to actually tell. There's no basis. I mean, other than I guess if it doesn't change temperature, if it looks
sounds
too
different.
uniform, yeah, it sounds different.
Yeah, that was not very informative.
But there was not a lot of science involved in that. You'd think, I don't know, they would like shine a light through it or something, or like
I wonder
maybe
if there's a reason why
mass,
they
spectrometer.
I wonder if there's a reason why they might be hesitant to really get into the facts there. Like this real healing crystal, what would they even say? Yeah,
it
exactly.
might give the whole game away. Yeah.
The important thing to know is that the synthetic crystals do not serve as a good source for your lightsabers. You want to get a genuine kyber crystal.
Oh yeah,
right. Oh boy. Okay, that was a fun thing to start with. I'm glad that the local news is covering important stuff like how to buy a real crystal in Sedona, Arizona. It's an important thing for the residents of Cedar Rapids to be wary of. Certainly they shouldn't be covering the dozens of flock cameras covering the city. I think they're trying to get more in Cedar Rapids, by the way. I don't remember where I read that. But we do have important updates on the flock camera situation. For those who have not been following this for the past several months, my town, Coralville, signed a deal with Flock it's all been a little muddy because the chief of police signed the contract without the city council really knowing what was going on. It's been a long ongoing process where a bunch of members of the public have been pleading with them to care about this and to oppose allowing Flock to surveil everyone in the city and collect all this data for who knows what purposes, but certainly purposes beyond normal local law enforcement, as if that wasn't bad enough. So it turns out we probably are going to cancel the contract. I'll read here from from Iowa's News Now. After this, what's it been? 8 months or so? This sort of 8-month battle of the public constantly keeping the pressure on them and being ignored or even insulted. We've been told multiple times that we're spreading misinformation by talking about real stuff that's happened with Flock in other cities. and the ways that cops all over the country have abused this data and how they pass over the data to the federal government all the time for purposes that they say the data is not supposed to be used for. If you've done any research at all, you know that this is a nefarious company, and mass surveillance obviously is not a good thing for normal people.
Yeah.
But of course they sell it as, basically two things. You'll be sorry when your grandma goes missing and you don't have a Flock camera to find her. And two, if you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to hide.
Okay, yeah. Great argument when it's just capturing every single fucking person, regardless of anything.
Yeah. So Iowa News Now reported on this. Kaylee Wynn, apologies if it's wine, but I think it's Wynn, Kaylee. Coralville considers ending ALPR contract after Iowa AG threatens legal action. We talked about this at the end of last episode, I think. The Coralville City Council is taking another look at its policy on automated license plate readers because of threats from the Iowa Attorney General's office.
Give him the bird!
Gotta give him the bird!
This is just months after the cameras were originally installed and less than a year after the city's contract with Flock started. Coralville policy currently bans the use of cameras for immigration enforcement, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure is a pretty standard thing.
Yeah, it seems like it.
These deals that Flock makes with cities, that's a standard part of it. It's this isn't being shared with the federal government, including DHS and ICE. That's what they say.
It's it's standard language in the contract or whatever, but it may not actually be what's actually happening.
Right. The letter sent by the Iowa Attorney General's office states that Coralville is in violation of Iowa Code Section 27A.4, which states that local entities cannot prohibit or discourage law enforcement from complying with federal immigration procedures. I guess I would question whether they actually are in violation.
Yeah.
But if this is what it takes to get rid of them, I'm glad that Brenna Bird stepped in, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't seem like that law even really has anything to do with, third-party license plate reader cameras, and more so to do with specific police agencies and what actions they take.
Right. I think the intention is more like if ICE agents come to your town and want help grabbing someone and kidnapping them, and they ask your cops for help, they have to. I think it's basically it. Which I guess if you've got like data on someone's whereabouts because of your ALPRs, like I guess they would expect you to turn that over to them.
Yeah.
So we got a quote from Mike Knudsen, a city council member. He says, "We can't do anything to discourage our staff and police force from helping with immigration if they so choose." You should try anyway, I think. Even if the state says you can't, I think that you should challenge them on that. According to Coralville Mayor Lori Goodrich, about 12 people spoke at the meeting, and she has received 32 written emails regarding Coralville ALPRs. I was one of the 32. If you're listening to the podcast and you were one as well, raise your hand. Thank you. Good job. Lori says, this is my mayor, "The cameras are made to safeguard our community. What we heard the other night is some people don't feel that is what they are getting from the cameras."
Is that the first time she's acknowledged, they might have legitimate concerns?
Honestly, I think she phrased that in a way to intentionally not give any credence to what we have been saying.
Some people.
Yeah. I mean, she's one of the people who said that we're spreading misinformation with the public comments we make about this. She's so... I don't know why she wanted to be mayor, because she certainly doesn't want to interface with the public who make any sort of demands. I don't feel that these cameras are safeguarding our community. I don't feel safer because every time I get on the interstate, that is logged. And the police, my local police department, as well as this third-party tech company, just has a record of me going on the on-ramp on the interstate every morning. I don't feel that adds anything good to my life, and potentially could be bad later.
Yeah. And you, of course, don't, I mean, you're saying this as a completely law-abiding citizen who has never done anything wrong, ever.
No, I've never broken the law, and I've never done anything ethically wrong either.
And you still have a problem with it.
Not even have I not done anything wrong, I've never made any mistakes at all. I'm the perfect human. And they shared the data, of course, with the University of Iowa Police, Johnson County Sheriffs, and Cedar Rapids Police, for some reason. A couple more quotes from Mike Knudsen. "I think most of us, maybe not quite all of us, are very concerned about that change in policy about the potential use of these cameras for immigration enforcement by Homeland Security, or more specifically ICE." Yes, and this was a concern that they were all, well, not all, but mostly expressing in the lead up to, writing this policy or whatever. It was like, we don't want the federal government to be using this data against immigrants in our community and other vulnerable populations. Everybody except Rich Vogelzang, who is an asshole. Rather than amending the policy, a city council member tells me he and several other council members support canceling the contract entirely. Another quote from Mike: 4 out of the 5 of us all favored canceling the contract, or made an indication they would likely favor canceling the contract. So current plan is to have this on the agenda for the Coralville City Council meeting on February 24th, next Tuesday. I think that it's maybe more urgent than that, personally. I think that if you can get these 6 people in a room sooner than that to just do this one thing, sooner the better.
Yeah. Do you think they would have been doing this if not for what happened in Minneapolis?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a factor. I know that I don't know that any of them have made public statements about this. I lately haven't been able to go to these meetings, so I'm not like super in tune with what everyone's been saying out loud to the public. But I know that seeing videos of people being murdered by agents of the federal government is certainly impacting the choices.
It might have changed, the public safety calculus a little bit for some of these people.
Yeah. When we have very real examples of the federal government sending in the goon squad to rough people up and even kill them and kidnap people for very spurious reasons and throw them in a concentration camp halfway across the country. it becomes a little more real. It's less theoretical, I guess, when it's happening in two major cities within a few hours drive of us.
Yeah. Well, good thing that they're doing something. Hopefully.
Yeah, taking some step. Good point. It hasn't happened yet. They're indicating that this is what they want to do, but I think given the way that they have been treating concerned citizens who have been coming to them with these concerns for the past several months, we shouldn't celebrate yet.
Yeah.
Maybe once it happens, we shouldn't even be celebrating. It's less than the bare minimum. They shouldn't have let any of this happen in the first place.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of other municipalities who are not doing anything about it.
Yeah.
So
should we do a bad example? Let's talk about a bad example. Marshalltown. There's a story from KCCI about Marshalltown, who are expanding the use of license plate cameras. This is a report from Olivia Tyler at KCCI. Marshalltown City Council has approved the installation of 26 additional automated license plate readers from Flock, bringing the total to 58 in the city, amid concerns from residents about privacy and government overreach. Marshalltown, remind me of the population of Marshalltown, Iowa. Let's see. 27,000 as of the 2020 census. So yeah, it's getting closer to 28,000 is the estimate right now. So a little bit bigger than Coralville, and they've got 58 Flock cameras.
Yeah, and I'm also going to say I think that Marshalltown has a much higher percentage of immigrant population than Coralville.
I bet that's true. Yeah. Coralville definitely has a significant immigrant population, but Marshalltown, I'm sure those numbers are higher. And 58 cameras is a lot. They only managed to install 2 here before we got them to backtrack. 58 is crazy. Marshalltown Police Chief Chris Jones. I didn't realize he was.
Don't put that on. Good Chris Jones.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a very common name. I'm sure this isn't the Chris Jones running for Secretary of Agriculture, who I have a yard sign up for now. I hope it's not the same guy.
Yeah, you'd have to take the yard sign up if that was true.
Marshalltown Police Chief Chris Jones addressed these concerns at a city council meeting, reassuring residents that any complaints or concerns would be thoroughly investigated. You can't see me at home, but I'm doing the jerk-off motion.
Yeah, Justin is jacking off right now.
My reassurance to you is that we would investigate thoroughly any complaints or concerns the public may have. Jones also acknowledged the potential for misuse of the cameras, stating, "I know of departments across the state that have terminated people." I also know of police departments across the state that have terminated people.
I would like some more details on that.
I thought you meant like murdering civilians. I also would love examples. Like, I don't know of any in-state examples of cops misusing the Flock data.
I've heard about
being fired.
People or cops tracking like their ex-girlfriend using Flock cameras, doing a bunch of unauthorized searches. I'm sure that's happening a lot. But we don't really hear about it.
There are historical examples of cops getting in trouble for doing that in this state, of course. But this is a relatively new technology. I don't think we have anything we can point to that we know of that
like specific cases. Yeah,
but I guarantee it's happening.
Oh, for sure.
Who do you think becomes a cop in a town like Marshalltown? Do you think that if they know they have access to 58 cameras that can track every car in the city?
Yeah.
And they know that there's very little oversight, you think they're really not going to look? Some residents like Lane Pieri worry about federal agencies using the cameras to target immigrants. She says, "I don't think the government should be able to use local taxpayer-funded stuff for something that might target our community." Yeah, not a bad point. Though, could be sidestepped by the federal government just paying to put Flock in every city in the country, I guess. Then that argument goes away. Marshalltown City Council member Gary Thompson expressed a different perspective, saying, "My belief is if you don't want to get caught doing something illegal, then just don't do something illegal."
That's not the issue. That's not what we're talking about.
Gary Thompson. Well, yeah. Is law enforcement only targeting people who have committed crimes? No.
Yeah, I think the problem is that they're surveilling everyone, regardless of anything.
Right. Absolutely. And this is obviously a very stupid thing to say. And it's embarrassing that people with this mindset get elected and have authority over people. We could probably look up the voter turnout for the local elections in Marshalltown and see just how many votes Gary Thompson actually received to wield this power and be such a stupid guy, making decisions like this for his whole town on stupid logic like that. If you don't want to get caught doing something illegal, just don't do something illegal.
You think he's ever done anything illegal in his life? Like, unlike you, who's never done anything illegal. Yeah, he's probably like you.
So yeah, there's a bad example of a small town expanding their flock. Not small town, but mid-sized, small mid.
Big for Iowa.
28,000. Yeah, it's not tiny, but it's not huge. Whatever. Expanding flock access to their town. We do have another good example, though. Something good happened. A lot of flock cameras were removed in Iowa City just this week.
Yeah.
Thanks to good members of a good city council. The University of Iowa, who is, of course, their police department is only accountable to the state. They are not really reined in by city ordinances, obviously. And Iowa City has ordinances against ALPRs and have for over a decade, that they're not going to use automated license plate readers in their city. But again, the University of Iowa Police Department, Ian, hello. This is a message for you. Ian Mallory, who is a classic villain of the past couple of years of this podcast. He was responsible for the proliferation of this technology in our community. He was largely responsible. I'm not joking. He acted as like a reference when Flock was trying to sell their cameras to other localities around here. You can see in like the contract documents, you can see his name. He was responsible for spreading this around here. So the University of Iowa Police Department was operating, I think, 28 flock cameras around Iowa City, and they had a deal with the city, because the city doesn't want this, but the university does. They had a deal with the city that they could use the right-of-way and put these cameras up in there. Right-of-way being like the space between the street and the sidewalk, right?
An easement.
Yeah. So somebody, I don't know the process here, but somebody figured out like what the deal was with that and alerted our city council, but the Iowa City councilors to that. And the deal has been altered, as Darth Vader would say. So I'm going to steal some content from another local podcast. Have you heard of Not Quite Quorum? Do you know about that?
I think I've heard of them, but I have not listened.
This is Oliver Weiline and Laura Burgess.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Who I thought were like friends of our show, but then they started their own show. It's a direct competition.
That's okay. Anyone can start a podcast. It's a free world.
This is kind of my turf, though. So they, in their most recent episode, they discussed this. So this is Not Quite Quorum Season 2, Episode 7, which just came out. I'm going to let them talk for a little bit and sort of explain.
I think 2-3 years ago, the city, without council approval, and not that it was their fault, agreed to let the University of Iowa use our right-of-way to put their flock cameras up. Mm-hmm. And they had 23 or 26 cameras in our right-of-way out of the 28 or 26. It's the
I forgot. I didn't mean to just like say everything he was going to say. So let me skip into this so it's not so super repetitive.
But no, it's and then when that was made clear, I think we were saying like our next week's city council meeting, Tuesday, February 17th, if there wasn't an acceptable time frame, we would have just put that on the agenda to terminate it. And then they would have had 10 days.
Yes. So they talked to the university and they were like, we don't want you to do this anymore. And they were like, okay, can you give us like a month to get rid of them or whatever. And rather than just allow them to do whatever they want, they press them on it and were like, no, like ASAP, get rid of them. Which I've driven around, they're gone.
Yeah.
So you can make this happen. If you don't want them around, they can go away quickly.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
But I think they saw the writing on the wall, and so they just took them down this last week.
Yeah.
Like Tuesday and Wednesday, like a couple days ago. All of them are down now. They even took
February
like the
11th. They were all down.
And one more clip from this podcast while I'm stealing content.
Yeah. So thank you to the people of Coralville for being the ones who put constant pressure on this.
They have been so diligent about it, just like really consistent and showing up.
And I just feel, I feel very hopeful about the future of Coralville with this current council.
That's right. Finally, Coralville's getting the recognition it deserves. I felt very gratified to hear that on a podcast hosted by two members of the government of Iowa City. The people of Coralville have been leading the charge here, so we can take some credit there. I do have one more thing about Flock that I wanted to highlight here. This was forwarded to me by Tara, one of those people of Coralville, but it was provided to them by another secret friend of the podcast. So let me just check this out here. This is like an Indeed job listing from Flock Safety for a public affairs manager to be located in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So Flock Safety is hiring somebody to do PR for them. PR and CR. This would be a salary of $170,000 a year.
That's a lot.
To do full-time public affairs for Flock Safety. Sorry, I'm opening up the job description here. Okay, we are seeking a public affairs manager to play a critical role in engaging with external stakeholders to enhance public safety in our communities. Reporting to the Director of Public Affairs, this role will focus on collaborating with cross-functional partners to engage with local elected officials, grassroots/grass tops organizations.
Grass tops?
What is a grass tops organization? And community leaders. You will represent Flock Safety externally, including regularly speaking at city council meetings, help build credibility across a variety of stakeholder audiences, develop meaningful partnerships, and elevate the voices of our customers and those who benefit from our tools to help advance our strategic policy objectives. So they're going to pay somebody a pretty decent six-figure salary to poison public discourse.
Yeah. They heard people in eastern Iowa do not like Flock, and they're like, we need to pay someone to tell them they're wrong.
So I wonder, like, is this somebody who's going to have to identify themselves as an employee of Flock Safety when they speak at city council meetings, or is this
you
like...
would hope. An undercover Flock agent?
Yeah. The ideal candidate is a strategic thinker and skilled communicator who thrives in complex landscapes, excels at relationship building, and is passionate about amplifying Flock Safety's mission and impact. This is a public job listing. Like it seems anyone could apply to this. But I do have to wonder, $170K a year, I believe that would be a pay raise for a certain detective who's on the state payroll right now.
I was going to say, I feel like this job is specifically tailored towards someone who, used to have some kind of public facing position, maybe is known in the community, maybe has, connections that predate their involvement with Flock. That's a lot of money too. Again, like that's more than Justin and I make combined. I'm going to say that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Let's see. I got his 2023 salary. Let's check that out. I don't know if he was a detective in 2023 though, so I don't know. I don't know how to find this off the cuff here. It's just going to drag us down, but I'm certain he's not making $170K right now. So that could be a boon to us to have him move from only being accountable to the state to being accountable to no one. Oh wait, maybe that's not good. I don't fucking know. But speaking of the state, maybe we should talk about some of these bills that have been advancing in the legislature. There's a lot going on. It's a fire hose of bullshit. So we're not going to be able to cover everything. Did anything catch your eye here, Evan? I have a collection of articles from Iowa Capitol Dispatch.
They're all pretty fucking terrible. I don't know, the no-fault divorce, that's crazy.
That's pretty
to
crazy.
Me.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So I'm sure people understand the concept of no-fault divorce, right? It's that if you want a divorce,
you can just get
get
divorced.
Yeah. Yeah. Which seems like the right way to do it, right?
There's an equal split of property and all that. Like, it's not something, it's like, that's like the default,
Yeah. I think that, that's, if we're going to have this sort of like institutionalized, marriage thing, like it's got to be something that you freely enter into and can freely exit.
Yeah.
Right. That doesn't fix everything that's sort of like imbalanced about it, but like you need that at the very least.
Yeah.
You need to be able to get out, despite all the other challenges and whatnot. So this is from Kathy Obradovich at Iowa Capitol Dispatch. I'm sure I got that one wrong. If I ever say your name wrong on the podcast, please don't be upset. I don't say anyone's name right.
Yeah, it happens pretty frequently.
Bill allowing couples to opt out of no-fault divorce advances in the Iowa Senate. So this was a fear of like the Project 2024 stuff, right? Is that they're going to try to get rid of no-fault divorce, make it harder. Obviously, the effect of that is to make it harder for women to leave bad marriages.
Yeah. I feel like that's the only thing that this is about.
It's sort of, how do they sell this? It's like marriage is important, and you shouldn't be able to just exit a covenant like that without a good reason.
Yeah.
But what it, obviously the effect is, keep women in shitty abusive marriages with bad men.
Yeah.
Right. And like, I guess if you are a certain like patriarchal type guy, alpha, whatever, your thinking is like, once you've tricked a woman into marrying you, that's a permanent thing. That's till death do you part.
And if she wants to leave, then that means that she must bear the burden. Like, of all,
you made this promise.
You made a promise to me and you broke it, and you will be punished for it.
Right. So this obviously does not get rid of no-fault divorce, this bill, but it allows you to opt in when you get married, when you like sign the paperwork, for that to not be an option for you in the future. So it's clearly, dipping our toes into like, what if we get rid of this entirely? And if you just think about that for 5 minutes, it's like people can be coerced into this easily.
Mm-hmm.
This is very frightening. And yeah, what I was thinking about was like a young couple is getting married, right? And there's this option to like, if you check this box, you will not be allowed to divorce each other. and they're sort of like pushed into believing that like, well, if I check this box, that means I really love you.
Yeah.
I'm really marrying you if I check this box too. And it's, this is not good. Senate File 2172, introduced by Senator Jesse Green, a Republican from Harcourt, would allow couples applying for a marriage license to jointly waive dissolution of marriage based solely on the breakdown of the marriage relationship by filing a waiver with the county registrar. So you would have to show proof of adultery, imprisonment for a felony, abandonment from the marital domicile for at least a year, physical or sexual abuse of the petitioner or a child, or a separation of 2 years or more. You'd have to have something like that in order to file for divorce if you filed this waiver when you got married.
Yeah, I don't see anyone in their right mind selecting that option. Like, you want to prove all this shit in a fucking court of law? Like,
well, yeah, but the problem with that is a lot of people get married when they're not in their right mind.
That's true.
Like, this is something that people make these choices and they don't know what the future holds, right? That's the whole problem.
I've also heard people who are like, Well, like, obviously it was the other person's fault. So, like, I want no fault, or I don't like no fault divorce because that means that, like, both people are at fault, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I need to prove that my partner was actually
pride.
the bad one. Yeah.
Yeah. This is so ugly. There are solutions to this that go in the opposite direction, like abolish legal marriage. Like, don't make this like a part of like the government,
a political right. Government institution,
right. Green, who chaired a subcommittee meeting on the bill on Monday, said some of his Christian friends believe prenuptial agreements, which allow a marrying couple to agree in advance to terms of divorce and division of assets, are a violation of their conscience. Wait. So other people, deciding how their relationship's going to work is a violation of my conscience as a Christian? Is that what he's talking about there?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, this is like a whole problem of this sort of like what a lot of people think of as a religious covenant being institutionalized.
Yeah.
Then they think that they have, if you are choosing to get married, we get to dictate the terms of that because that's our thing. Our God invented marriage.
Yeah. And it's permanent. It's permanent. They don't like divorce at all because that means someone fucked up, obviously. It's not just like two people deciding to go their own way. That means you fucking failed. You fucking failed.
Yeah. You didn't just fail yourself. You failed God because you made a promise to God that you would stay married to this person until you were both dead.
Yeah.
Green characterized no-fault divorce as chaos and a circus. Sure, the divorce rates have lessened, which is a great thing, but so has the marriage rates.
And that's the reason why? You fucking idiot. Because people can get divorced too easily?
Yeah. I mean, why bother at all? A lot of people are not getting married anymore because maybe in some cases they feel the lack of support and accountability with our law. Ugh. You really think the alternative to that makes marriage more appealing to people? Like, I only want to get married if I feel like the state is pointing a gun at me for the duration of this relationship. If you waver in your dedication to this marriage, you will be punished by the law.
Shout out Liz Lenz.
She's right.
She's right.
Here, we got a quote from Laura Hesberg of the Iowa Coalition Against Domestic Violence. This bill largely legally enables abusive partners to keep spouses trapped in dangerous relationships by requiring domestic violence victims to prove a fault. Yes. And yeah, you think about that a little bit. Like, if a spouse if someone is abusing their spouse, this is somebody who lives with them, likely there's often some kind of financial dependence. There's a power imbalance between a lot of couples. So if you have to like go to court and prove that this person abused you, like this person has so much power over you and is so capable of like destroying or hiding any evidence that they did this to you. This is fucked up.
Yeah, and then it's like a re-victimization thing to like have to go through proving that you're justified in wanting to leave.
Right. It's ultimately like whether or not two people get married or stay married or whatever is their own business.
Yeah.
The government really should not have any say here. It turns romantic relationships into like weird sort of business relationships, and like we shouldn't be like making people more trapped in this arrangement. And yeah, if you're supporting this, like you are seeking like abuse as the default. Like,
yeah,
very bad.
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk about a more fun, stupid one.
They're all, yeah, I guess there are some fun ones that are not ever going to pass, but I mean, I hope that one, I don't know, like it's hard to fucking gauge like which of these insane things are actually going to move forward and which are going to die. We don't have any fucking clue because we don't know how fucking crazy the people who represent us really are.
Yeah. The Republicans who lead this state are not well-adjusted people, and they are not making decisions for the good of everyone. They have an ideology and they have an agenda, and they will seek to advance that agenda no matter who it hurts. Actually, hurting people is like part of the fun. They love
Absolutely. It definitely is.
All right. I don't want to talk about Charlie Kirk, so let's just do this one. Could the Chicago Bears move to Iowa? Do you think you can answer that question real quick?
No.
Senate bill aims to attract NFL team. Robin Opsahl, Iowa Capitol Dispatch. Let's see. Senate File 2252, approved by a Senate subcommittee on Thursday, would extend incentives through the Major Economic Growth Attraction Program, that's MEGA, the acronym there, to projects building a professional sports stadium by an NFL franchise in Iowa. Though this discussion could involve other NFL teams, the bill was brought as the Chicago Bears aim to leave the century-old Soldier Field and build a new stadium. Yeah, you can look at the history of like government funding of building new stadiums and see how it's just a complete ripoff and, of course, only serves private interests. I don't think that the Chicago Bears are interested in moving west. To my knowledge, I'm not a big sports guy. Maybe they are.
I don't know. I mean, the whole thing with the Chiefs is interesting because they just had a deal for a new stadium in Kansas instead of Missouri, where the current stadium is located. And that is basically because Kansas offered much better tax incentives for them to build a stadium there versus Missouri, which is...
And you can translate that real quick. You can rip off our people more easily here in our state. So come here.
Yeah. There's going to be so much tourism into Kansas because of that new stadium.
Yeah. People will be going to Chiefs games and buying, $12 beers, and that will benefit the tax base of Kansas now, as opposed to Missouri.
Yeah, I'm sure and that always works out that way. Of course, whenever they're saying, "Oh, we're going to give this huge tax program to something because it's going to incentivize tourism," it pays for itself all the time.
Yeah. I mean, Coralville is a great example of that. We give TIF deals to any developer, and it always pays dividends, and we're not in $1 billion of debt.
Yeah,
with big empty towers all over the city. A hotel that the city now owns or something. Coralville is a weird place. Yeah. Senator Mike Busolo of Ankeny, Republican from Ankeny, said at the subcommittee meeting, this incentive program could be used as a Field of Dreams parallel. Instead of bringing ghosts of baseball players to Dyersville, Iowa, like in the movie, it could bring an NFL stadium and team to Iowa. This is a quote from him. Vinny would say, "If you build it, they will come. And we're going to apply that very same principle to a different sport." This is the guy who I think last year proposed that Iowa should buy some counties from Minnesota. I believe that somebody proposed a bill to do the same with Illinois this year, to take some of their counties for ourselves. I don't know if because those were ghosts, and you're talking about living football players. And it's a movie. And I don't know that the actual baseball games that they've played at the Field of Dreams have been a financial success. I don't remember the details on that, but I feel
they're not doing it anymore. So
right. It was sort of a publicity thing, but I don't think it really worked out. I mean, it's kind of out there. The field is not.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of the thing. Is apparently Indiana could potentially get the new Bears stadium, but Indiana is a lot closer to Chicago than Iowa is to Chicago.
Yeah, totally.
Gary, Indiana, the Gary, Indiana Bears are
the Gary Bears. I do like that.
The Gary Bears. Yeah, that is pretty good.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, obviously, I'm not super invested, but the Gary Bears, it's fun. House Minority Leader Brian Meyer has pointed to the bill as one of the ridiculous proposals being discussed, while lawmakers still have not moved legislation on issues like school funding, affordability, and clean water. It's all a game. It's all a gimmick. I get it. But the time to get serious is upon us, and we need to focus on issues that really matter to people. Well, look, if we build a stadium here, then we will, of course, raise tourism money, we'll get a lot of, sales tax. We're going to be leaning much heavier on sales tax now because we are potentially abolishing property taxes in the next few years if these guys get their way. Income tax, you can't really, I wouldn't count on that existing. So we got to get people in here and start ripping them off in sales. And maybe with that money, we can clean the water.
Maybe. Maybe it'll all work out wonderfully.
Yeah. Yes. Rather than directly solving a problem, we have to find these sort of like capitalist workarounds where in order to do anything, you have to first raise a bunch of money for one guy, fill one guy's pockets with a shitload of money, and hopefully there will be some side effects that benefit society in some minor way.
That's the idea.
That's the American dream. That's how we solve all of our problems here. Oh, fuck. Well, it was more fun than the divorce thing.
Yeah, the other bills are all, I mean, I came into this podcast, I was like, man, these are some bad bills, not going to be real fun to talk about.
Yeah,
but
no.
The Bears one, that's pretty fun.
The headline of this one is kind of fun. Bill would require identification of fecal material source for impaired water list. So at least there's something about poop in there.
Yeah, that one is weird too. Because it's like, they before the Department of Natural Resources declares a like waterway impaired, they have to do a report that shows a percentage of each like animal's shit is in the water. And it's like not even like, like this is coming from this particular hog confinement. Like
it's just species.
It's just species.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we know, it's like hogs, mostly hogs.
Yeah,
maybe some cows.
I wonder what the angle is there. Like we can manipulate this data to deflect. That's got to be the only purpose.
It
right?
absolutely is. I think it's to delay the ability for them to impair
right.
A waterway. Or maybe they're just going to be like, it's actually all geese shit. It's all geese shit. It's not agriculture.
Right. Which they have claimed in the past.
Yeah.
There's actually, rogue shitters out there. There's human beings running out to the river every time they need to take a dump. They're the ones. It's human error. Human malice. It's not the industry. It is individual bad actors causing the problem. It's not a structural issue. It's not a big picture thing. It's a small thing. It's one person's personal choices. The rogue shitter. We can blame all of this on him.
The rogue shitter.
Or them. Not necessarily a man.
It's true.
All right, you want to wrap things up?
Sure.
I think we've done enough damage today.
It's over an hour, yeah.
Well, I got some shows coming up. It's a busy week for me. If you want to come hear some music to maybe forget about the horrors, there's a show this Thursday night at Gabe's. This is a Track Zero show, which is an angler thing where they're trying to get young people to go to shows.
Oh,
so hip
cool.
bands, hip bands like Lip Critic. Do you know Lip Critic?
I don't.
Well, my band is opening for them, so I definitely know them, and I know their work very well.
They're not a local band. Okay.
No, Lip Critic's not local, but the
yeah.
They're touring. Lip Critic is touring. They're playing Gabe's this Thursday, February 19th, with support from Recess and Ascended Master. I got a bunch of friends in those two bands, including me. I am an Ascended Master playing bass. So if you want to come see me play bass on Thursday at Gabe's, just do it. Come on out. And this Saturday, February 22nd, I'll be playing tenor sax with Lou Sherry. Cool. You heard them last week. They closed the show last week. Lou Sherry. This is a free show. this coming Saturday, February 21st. Lou Sherry, Dead Level Set, and Airspace will be playing Gabe's. That'll be fun. Very different music from the Thursday night show, so you can get some variety. And then looking ahead, a couple weeks from now, on March 6th, Keith Wecker is on tour. He's a saxophonist from Vancouver, British Columbia. And Weapon X will be playing that show. That's me and Will Yeager. I'm going to play alto sax for that one. So this is all different.
Dang.
Getting the full gamut of the stuff.
Oh, did you get your sax fixed after you kind of broke it at the Wombat show?
No. I have not yet. That's my soprano, which is that one.
Yeah.
That one. I'm pointing at it. There. No, it's still bent, kind of, and I have not... I could try to do it myself, but I'd have to take all the key work off myself. I don't really want to do that, but maybe a summer project. We'll see. Trumpet Blossom, March 6th. Keith Wecker and Weapon X and Uday Duo. A lot of saxophones that night. I know you love saxophone out there. Call us and tell us how much you love the saxophone at 319-849-8733. We'd love to hear, what's your favorite saxophone? How long have you been playing the saxophone? What's your favorite piece to play on the saxophone? How good are you at playing the E-flat major scale? That's one that always was a challenge for me when I was learning the scales growing up. E-flat major, something about like A-flat to B-flat to C. I tripped over that if I was trying to play it fast.
The fingering?
Yeah.
I have no idea about saxophones.
Yeah.
I'm very ignorant.
Well, you have to practice fingering a lot.
I know several scales.
But not on saxophone.
But not on saxophone. Only on piano.
Yeah. Anyway, call us and talk to us about that. Your voicemail may appear on a later episode. We do a show called Rock Hard Call Us, and we need more voicemails to do another episode of that. You can find those episodes at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. Like we were saying at the beginning of the episode, we would love to just quit our jobs.
I would love that.
That's a pipe dream, but hey, if you like the show and you want to hear more of the show, we do have more of the show behind a paywall at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. Recently, we've been watching a show called Invasion Iowa, in which William Shatner visited the town of Riverside, Iowa, and tricked them into thinking he was shooting a movie with the residents of Riverside. We are now 6 episodes into that show, and we're discussing it on a podcast called Talking Shat. So you can go find 3 episodes of Talking Shat right now at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. And Tony and I are going to record a Sonic episode later this week. So
nice.
You got that to look forward to. All right, let's go. We're done now. Here's some music to close us out. Ascended Master. Remember, they're playing this Thursday at Gabe's. I have a bootleg recording of the last show we played, which was at Alley Cat on January 2nd. And we covered Spellbound by Susie and the Banshees. We covered by Sushi and the Bansies. Spellbound by Susie and the Banshees. It's not a great recording because I just set my little device on stage. So there's a lot of bass. It's pretty bass heavy, but and we're not playing the song on Thursday. But you can hear the band, and then you can come see the band on Thursday. All right. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. No, you're welcome. Sorry.